Hi, my name is Yasu, and I live in Japan, and I do Hitorigoto in my channel, and it's a Japanese word. Hitorigoto means talking to myself, because basically in my channel I talk about my journey with my depressions or other kind of health conditions that I had to deal with in the last 2 or 3 years. So, and today, I want to answer the question, which is given to me on comment section for one of the videos that I posted, and then this person says, my doctor increased effexor, and since then it's been 2 weeks, and in that 2 weeks, I don't feel down, and then my motivations and energy level got restored. But when I went to therapy and then also see my psychiatrist, they told me that nothing had changed. Should I get a second opinion? So my answer, not really my answer, but like there are two things and two ways that I can say about this. One is based on my personal experience of dealing with my depression treatment. Another one is um, just an advice. So from the just advice perspectives, I think you should just get a second opinion or even third or fourth. It's really up to you, because based on what I read, this person seems not to be able to trust his or her therapist and a psychiatrist, which is gonna influence the depression treatment in many ways. And then the treating depression, it takes really, really long time, and it requires a lot of sacrifices and changes. And this person is the one who'd have to deal with everything. Of course, therapist and then the psychiatrist and all those medical helps, they are there for the person, and I'm sure they really want to help the person. However, this person is the one who needs to constantly battle the depression. So if the person feels uncomfortable or like feels like cannot really trust the therapist and the psychiatrist, it doesn't do anything good to the treatment. So getting second opinion, third opinion, fourth opinion, he or she should get it as many as this person feels enough. But at some point, if somehow all of the feedbacks from the second opinion, third and fourth and so on, if everything kind of seems to be the same thing about this person, then it would be time for this person to step back and then just accept those medical professionals' diagnosis and advices, and then focus on the treatment. Because, like, statistically speaking, that more information, the better decisions that we can make. However, in terms of like medical data that we can accumulate from different kind of doctors and like health professionals, there's a limit, because We need to keep setting up the appointments with different doctors, go to see them, and then seeing a doctor one time wouldn't give us much in-depth information. We need to keep seeing the same doctor over and over. Can anyone do that with multiple doctors for like over a year, 2 years? It's not realistic. So getting second opinion, third opinion, please do so. I'm really hoping that you can find the doctors that you can really rely on and trust, so that you can really enhance the effectiveness of the depression treatment. But if somehow those second opinion or third opinion seems to be the same diagnosis from your first doctor's, then it's time to step back and then accept and then focus on the treatment and recovery with one doctor. That's how I see it. And this is from my personal, based on my personal experience with my depression treatment. 2 weeks is not long enough for anyone to assess that, oh, my body is responding to higher dose of effexor in a good way. Time to move on to the next stage of the depression treatment. It's really too soon. And oftentimes, what happened to me is exactly the same. Like whenever I increased the dose of effexor, my body and brain responded to it positively. I could feel like my mood swing got more stabilized. And then in my case, once I reached maximum dose of effexor, which is 225 milligram per day, I got my energy back. And when I hit that, I really thought that, okay, it's time for me to just start reducing it. But I couldn't do it. And not because, how do I say? Let me put it this way. When I started feeling more energy and everything, I really wanted to start reducing effexor, which is moving to the next step of my depression treatment as early as possible. But unfortunately, I was dealing with my sleep issues, which got worsened by most likely effexor. And then I was very struggling to figure it out, and then to find out the right combination of the sleeping pill. And at that time, my doctor was telling me that, okay, now you're stabilized for the mood swings and the energy level and everything. Stay that way for like 6 months and so on. And then we can start reducing that. Because we have no idea how your body and brain would actually respond to it after a month, 2 months, 3 months. Also, he was mentioning that reducing the effexor, which is going to cause my body to react to it, but you're already having a hard time to figure out a sleeping pill that might work on your conditions. Having too many variables, it's just gonna make my situation a lot more complicated. And if we are lucky, we can find sleeping pills. But if we are not lucky, then changing, adding one more variable, which is reducing the effexor. That's going to put us in a very difficult positions for me to kind of figure out what's really causing my sleep issues and how to actually solve it. So I listened to my doctors and I didn't touch my effexor, and then just kept focusing on my sleeping pills. And then fortunately I was able to find the right combinations after 6 months. And then when I was going through the journey, I experienced that once my body got used to the highest dose of effexor and having the energy as is, having that mood stabilized almost all the time, it kind of creates the new baseline for me. And then feeling that energy level becomes normal. Feeling that stabilized mood swing becomes normal. So at one point, like I was really feeling like I don't really feel happy or I don't really feel sad. I feel like I become numb. And then I was kept questioning myself that am I okay or not? And having a certain energy level gave me power to do engaging activities a lot more compared to before I got to that condition. But once it became new normal for me, I wanted to have more. So having that energy level became just the way it is for me, and then I kind of feel like I don't really have that much energy. I need more energy. I need more motivations. But I got already have the maximum dose of effexor in my system, so nothing else that I can actually add. And then I kind of started kind of questioning myself that, oh, in order for me to achieve higher energy level, I need something else. Or maybe I don't have enough energy level because I'm still suffering from the depression. So 2 weeks is really not long enough. And then after 1 month or 2 months or 3 months, having that energy level high becomes just the way it is. And it becomes so normal to you that you want something more. And then also in the initial stage of getting the maximum dose of effexor, at least my situation though, my brain and my body got really, how do I say, stimulated by it. So I had this huge energy level in me. But once you get used to it, then I noticed that there is a time that I had a little bit higher energy. There is a day that I couldn't really feel that much motivations and energy. It fluctuated with even highest dose of effexor, and which is a good indication that my body finally got used to it. And with higher dose of effexor, it gave me enough energy to engage in more activities in daily lives. But there's a limit of it. And now I finished my depression treatment. And in some way, I'm still recovering from it. But when I try to look back how it was before I get depressed, oftentimes I don't think I had every day with higher energy, always motivated, a lot of energy every day, feeling positive, uh, no mood swing. I didn't have that kind of everyday life even before I got depressed, or even I did that depression treatment. So even when I was much healthier, there was a time that I felt down. There's a time that I felt good and then happy. And there's a time that I had so much energy, motivations, and there's a time that I didn't feel like anything. I didn't feel like doing anything at all. It fluctuated before. It fluctuated when I was doing the treatment. It fluctuated even when I had fixed amount of effexor in my system, and it fluctuates even one after I finish my depression treatment. And it's just the way it is. That's how our body and everything works. Our brain or body would not stay the same at the constant conditions all the time. It fluctuates. So yeah, I forgot what I wanted to say. But anyway, 2 weeks is not long enough. So if anything, give yourself like a month, not a month, 3 months, and then see how would you actually feel after 3 months. And then most likely, if you still have so much energy and then no mood swing, and you keep reporting your doctor that this is the way it is, then eventually your doctor and your therapist would agree with you, because you would be energetic, you have energy, and you don't have any mood swing in the 3 months. It's really a good indication that you're doing really well with the medication. Yeah, everything takes time, and mm, そうだね. Yeah, so that's my opinion based on my experience. そんな感じかな。はい、そんな感じです。Well, thank you for watching, and don't get sick. Seriously, not worth getting depressed. And once you get depressed, you really have to dedicate your life for a few years, or maybe more, couple more years. I don't know. In my case, almost nearly 3 years. I learned a lot, however, it's really not worth it. So please don't get depressed. Please always look after yourself. Health comes to first. So please take care for now. Johnny. Bye bye.